Hi guys, hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Shoebox with Mr. E. Last time we talked about what? Some of the reasons why people get married, some of the not good enough reasons why people get married. If you missed that episode of the Shoebox, you already know what to do. Click on the link below so you can catch up on all the latest and juiciest gist that Mr. E brings to the Shoebox. On this week's episode of the Shoebox, Mr. E will be talking about all things consent and some of the ways that we need to start thinking about and viewing consent without just limiting it to sex. Well, so in the year 2016, 2017, 2018, we had a lot of talks on consent, the Me Too movement, where do you draw the line? And people are starting to own bodily autonomy. It's become a thing. So are you asking consent in the right way? Are you applying consent in all the things you're doing, or you're just cherry picking? Well, so that is exactly what we want to talk about today. So number one, you want to take a picture of me on your phone and you have no intentions of giving me the same picture. Come on now. Baby boy needs to know that you're taking his picture so he can strike a pose for Vogue. Something like that. So if you're taking someone's picture at a function, except you are a professional photographer, even in that case, you still need to ask for consent, But if you're taking my picture at a wedding, at a party, you need to ask my consent. Say, pose, let me know you're taking a picture of me. And then afterwards, please do well to send the picture back to me. It will only make sense. The next point is sharing my picture. So you have a picture of me, we went out somewhere, we shared a good time or some good times, and somehow we ended up taking selfies, some of which I'm often not proud of. And maybe it's a birthday, or you're feeling it's all sorts, or you just want to share my picture to let the world know how awesome I am as a person, and you just share that picture. It could be a picture that is embarrassing to me, but please, if you're going to share someone's picture on social media space, please seek their consent. Well, at least if they bring it to your attention, say, I'm sorry, and take it down. Don't try to argue yourself out of it. The other one is, if you're going to make an embarrassing post about somebody, and post personal details, intimate details of a person on social media on birthdays. Okay, now I know there's a gray area on this one, family and maybe BFFs, depending how long you've known each other. Remember that sometimes our employers are actually watching us on social media. That's why we have burner accounts. Anyway, so if you're going to do something like that, please let me know if I can filter it and tone it down a little bit so that people don't see the the nasty person I can be when need arise. But that's one side of it. The other side, obviously, I think people blur a lot is when it comes to offering people drinks. Say I've been at parties or events where I have practically said I don't want to drink in very simple and clear terms. I do not want to drink. But for some reason, somebody who obviously doesn't hear but has ears has decided that he has no business with my not drinking and stance and wants to serve me alcohol. You're pouring a glass of wine for me despite me having said I do not want to drink. That is rude. That is disrespectful. I have clearly said I do not want to drink. So you then proceed to swap my glass or my cup with what you've poured me. I didn't consent to drinking alcohol. So it clearly shows, what is this person up to? So guys, girls, if you're out on a party or some function and you've clearly stated that you do not want to drink, and some individual, male, female, is hell-bent on serving you drink, please let your guards up. That's a red flag. Unfortunately, some of us, red is our favorite color, so when the red flag comes up, we do not see it as danger, okay? But if You have clearly stated that you do not want drink, or you do not want to be served drink from this particular person. You don't want to receive that gesture or favor, and this person is hell-bent on doing it. Please be careful. They are invading your private space. All right, so the next way that we can apply consent is in terms of paying compliment using words. So don't just run into somebody you've met a few times and then you're using my dear, my love, flower, petal, darling, honey, babe. It doesn't work, right? So you've met me a few times, right? And you think it's okay for you to darling me, to love me. Well, not quite check, cool. You need to do some due process and ask yourself, where do I stand with this fella? Are we really at that level where I can, call him my boo, my babe, or just be very loose with that word, that term? No, you need to ask the person, is it okay to address you this way? Unless you are romantically linked with this person, please, day or day, please watch your words. At least seek the person's opinion if you think it's okay. If they're okay with that, by all means. If they're not, then shut up, right? The other one is in terms of greetings and salutations. In some cultures, it's okay for you to greet nose to nose like that. Italians and Arabians, they do that a lot. And then the peck, the hug, the handshakes. If you want a hug, check if the other person is offering one. And if they are not offering one, read the body language. If my body language is blocked in that I don't want to say hello, say hi, and walk away, offer a handshake at best. Of course, if you've been friends for a long time, if you're family, well, it's okay to also class this as one that has gray areas where you can say, I don't know how to navigate this. But still at that, if you want a hug, do ask, say, can I hug you? Is it okay to peck you? And that's how it's done. Don't just full on use your blob of human flesh to suffocate me. Do you want to smother me? Do you want to smother me? Careful, oh. All right. Another instance when consent can be applied is showing up at someone's house unannounced, uninvited. So just because you know where I live or have my house address doesn't mean that you should drop by like that. Of course, there are times or circumstances that may warrant that. So in case of emergency, it could be health, it could be financial, that's fine, right? And I know we all do like a bit of surprise every now and again. You just want to drop by at your friend's house and surprise them with some presents. Yeah, that's fine, but don't be surprised if they also surprise you with a very unwelcoming attitude. So let's be very clear on this. Yeah, so if you're going to visit someone, try as much as you can to make sure that the person is aware that you are coming to visit them, just to avoid, So the other part of it is applying consent obviously has to do with sex. I've decided not to mention this as a very first part, but guys, girls, you are in a party, you are in a club. This is how it starts. I love to protect my bubble. So when I'm in a party or I'm in a club, which rarely happens, and music is, raving and I'm having a good time, clearly I'm moving my body to the rhythm of the music, and I'm also being careful that my body isn't rubbing against another person's body. So I don't expect you to be rubbing your body constantly against my body. See, if it happens once, it is an honest and harmless mistake. I'll forgive you. But if you start rubbing and jamming, and then that's not acceptable. Even if we're friends, if you want to have a dance, ask me, can I have this dance? Can I have this dance? And if it's okay with me, I will tell you if it's okay with me for you to have the dance, and then we can have the dance and enjoy it together, right? But when it progresses and then things get heated and maybe our tongues start tracing each other's mouth, the architecture of each other's anatomy, and we are in that private area where body parts are going to be, things are going to be, swapping places. For some reason, the other party feels, I don't want to proceed. It doesn't matter how hard though you are. It does not matter how rock hard the thing is or how mushy you have become. If the other party doesn't want to proceed, please, by all means, say no. By all means, respect their decision. Now, when it comes to using chemicals, chem-induced sex, if you're not into those chemicals, you're not into an sexual act, BDSM, you're not into any of those kind of things, and somebody else is bringing it on you, and you say no, it is in their place to respect your decision, right? So we should apply consent. So if the sex we are about to have is strictly vanilla, as in mommy and daddy kind of sex, missionary, typical missionary, and then all of a sudden a switch flicks in my head and I want to do suspended congress, maybe I have to tell you that see, let us try something else. Which one you want to do, snake in ego shadow or somebody's child or daughter, without telling them? Maybe now you go come carry my bone when it didn't break. So we need to be applying consent in this regard, right? This is a very serious one. I have heard of instances or cases where people perform sexual acts on people who were asleep, whether they're partners or just people they met randomly, either full-on sex or blowjob or some of their fetishes or fantasies, while these people were not in control of their faculty. That is sexual assault. Could be counted as rape in some cases. So yeah, it also includes date rape. So guys, girls, I know some of you have penchants for all things adventure, and sometimes you just want to do it for the sake of adrenaline, flight or fight mode. Some of you live in that kind of world, but please have a common sense of decency and wait for the person to actually suggest, to agree to that. Other than that, do not, no matter how hard it is, no matter how strong the urge to have sex with the person is, resist as much as you can. Performing sexual acts on someone who is unconscious is sexual assault. There's no consent there. So let's all be reasonable human beings and play by this rule. I know say some of them now go talk, say I don't too talk. Person way don't drink, pass out. If he give you as you want them, you're literally in control at that moment. So the person can sue you, and you don't want that kind of thing. So, well, I hope I've made sense in this case. Now, the most important part of it I want to talk about is for people who have been in relationships that have hit the rocks and left both parties sore. Now, this one is very important. If at any point in your life you were linked with someone romantically to the point that you swapped intimate pictures or files, videos or photos, the minute you guys break up, it is safe to say that they have revoked their consent for you to have or own those files or materials. Being a sensible human, you should delete them. Yes, you should delete them and do not share or distribute them in any form. Delete them. Respect that this person and your business are done. So they have gone. So delete every part of their intimate file from your phone or whatever storage facility you may be using. It is only right for you to do that. Well, if you're sharing nudes, you're in a relationship, you're sharing nudes, do it. Rethink. Will you be able to stand by that nude in the next 5 years? Because hell to the yes, I think I will. So, but if you have seen my nude anywhere, please let me know which one is my ass is somewhere or my abs are somewhere. I don't know. Please, anybody sharing my nudes, please bring it back to me. I did not consent to it because see me, I single like this. So it means that whoever I was with in the past no longer has the right to share my nudes, and that is where consent should be applied in general. So, but anyway, I don't know about you guys. I just feel like consent transcends all facets of life. So it's not something that is just limited to sex. We can apply it in different ways. We can apply it in different situations. It's still the same thing. If I agree to a procedure or to an action, as long as I have agreed to it, it is my consent. Of course, as long as I'm in my right senses, my faculties have not been impaired in any way. If I'm drunk, it doesn't count. If I'm underage, it doesn't count. If I'm mentally incapacitated, it doesn't count, right? So if I haven't consented, it doesn't work. So at the moment, at any point in time, and I say I no longer want to, I no longer am interested in this, it means I have withdrawn my consent verbally. So it means that if you're hooking up well, if you want to tick the list, if you want to if you want to have the checklist and a consent form for someone to sign before you hook up, it's also fine. People do that too. So anyway, that is the most of it about consent, the way I wanted to talk about it today. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys think that I've blown it out of proportion, or it is obviously sound enough to consider all of this as tenable. Well, from this end, it's always fun bringing some of these topics to you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please drop them in the inbox, or you can send an email to the shoeboxtalk@gmail.com. It's been amazing. Mr. E will be back with another banger. Don't forget to share this video, like it, comment it, and get your friends and family to watch it. Until next time, it is Mr. E from the Shoebox. Bye.